Hello, 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 and welcome to another edition of the Brian Colletto Show on YouTube or wherever you may listen to videos should this ever get repurposed. So, tonight in my autism talk, I would like to talk about actually something that happened personally over the weekend. So, I was out for a walk in the neighborhood and there were three kids, I would say possibly somewhere between third to sixth grade, who were talking really loudly and sounding like they might not have the best intentions. I heard them say the R word, and I just walked past them. I was on the other side of the street. We were going in different directions. Then I heard them say something about what I was wearing, a green shirt and orange pants. Now, again, I did not react to them. However, it had me thinking. Now, I don't usually go out for a walk in jeans if I'm just walking in the neighborhood where home is. But how would they feel? That's the biggest question. It had me thinking, where is the education in our education system to get kids not to use that R word on anybody, regardless of if they have a disability, special need, or are neurodivergent, whatever you want to call it, or not. Where's the education for that? We live in a day and age where we should be educating people on the harmfulness of the R word, which I think is even worse than using the F word. So we need to do better in our education system as it relates to language that our kids are using. I get it that a lot of them are exposed to social media. I get it that they went through a pandemic and had to learn school virtually. But it's not an excuse. And while I certainly carried it well, it still bothers me that people would still do this. I mean, I've been graduated from high school for almost 17 years now, as of the timing of making this video. And and so you would think that people would stop thinking that I'm a kid. I guess I age pretty well for somebody my age. But I don't know. You know, I I was often called the R word when I was a kid, and I'm pretty open about that. And while I can't recall anybody directly saying to me, I'm sorry for doing that, I know that most of them who may have said that to me at one time or another are sorry for doing that without them saying it because they've proven it in their actions. And as I've also said, most of my former classmates get me now and they respect me, all those good things. So I say, of course, when it comes to certain settings you're going to, like a state of the township address, you want to dress a certain way for that. I'm not saying that it's a free for all in every setting that you're in, but I am saying that with recommended attire, that the colors should not totally matter to your identity as a person. And nobody should have to be called the R word. That's what I'm saying. Now, with that said, what has happened since my last show last week? Well, there were a couple of nights where I attended something. I attended, interestingly, two networking groups at the same restaurant. It happened uh, by mistake, in a sense, because the group I went there for wasn't there right away, but I was directed by restaurant staff to another group who could tell I was nervous. They saw my name tag and they took me in, and for that I gave a huge, huge thank you to that group and got to see the other group that I went there for. So that was a good night. And then the next night I attended a band performance taking one of my dearest local supporting supporters from virtual to real life. So that's what happened. I had a low key St. Patrick's Day weekend. And until the next show, which will hopefully be sometime next week, maybe not, because next week looks like it could be pretty busy for me. I do want to say, since this is the last show of this winter, happy spring 2024. And until the next time I have a show, I send you all love, light, blessings, and peace.